All right, we're live or something.
Ish.
It's
January 6th,
January
right?
6th, folks.
Wow.
Time for the old WikiLeaks on Weed Hour.
Happy New Year.
For January 6th.
Oh, goodness.
We're thinking we've been talking format and talking technologies here, and it's just another time to say fuck you to SoundCloud.
Oh, Crunch was.
'Cause,
I was just,
I mean,
yeah, it is. It is.
It
It is.
is.
I mean, again, last week, obviously, you got that 15-minute, bull where we were just annoyed.
Yeah. Did you like the 15-minute episodes?
I hope you guys did,
I
but
hope
we
you
had
did.
like a good 45 before that were wonderful.
Yeah.
Yet somehow lost in the ethos.
Yep.
Either the phone just decided that it wasn't going to do what it's supposed to do anymore, or someone
just-
dropped the ball.
Just dropped the ball. It wasn't my fault.
I take
It wasn't
no
my-
responsibility. I don't put any blame on you.
That's
So-
why we're such good friends. Larry.
Pretty sure that's why it was fuck SoundCloud.
Yeah. So
But,
anyway,
whatever.
so we got the new laptop here. We're recording video, and then we're going to extract the audio from the video and send that to SoundCloud because we're still going to use them to host our podcast for now
Well, we have a following.
until we figure out a cool, like, distributed,
And we love our
decentralized-
following on SoundCloud. We love all
Yeah.
our listeners. It's just sometimes we feel like we're not well supported in that realm. Right?
I know, yeah. We want, so that's why we're showing our faces too. We feel like we can be more personable. I'm Crunch Dog here. This one.
I'm Larry.
That's
I'm Larry
over there.
Of course.
And
of course.
yeah, so you can see this on video. We'll
This
probably
WikiLeaks on
post
Weed,
some links
everyone,
to it
so.
somewhere in the description or something like that, and then we'll link to the podcast from another description somewhere else. I don't know how the internet works. I don't know.
I definitely don't know how the internet
Yeah.
works.
But I do know that once we can needlessly get this podcast onto a blockchain,
Yes.
then
Then
it's really going to take off.
Yep. Then you're gonna have to break the WikiLeaks on Weed blockchain.
Yeah, right.
And then you get a dank nugget.
Until there are tens of thousands of CPUs needlessly doing arithmetic so that you can listen to this,
Wasting
which you could have done
so much electricity.
without that, then we'll really have made it on the show. So with that,
Larry might be confused on what he just said then, because I'm pretty sure we've already made it. Because just the listeners that we have and all the fun that we get to have while we do this is already
It's
paid
true.
for itself.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
spades.
right. You're right.
Yeah, we already
Yeah.
won. Doesn't matter.
this is our escape from things like medication for our children and
Well, no,
economic woes. And
I'm
things
heavily
like that.
medicating myself, I think.
Yeah,
right now
yeah.
as
This
we-
is our
as we do this.
self-medication against the lives and responsibilities that we have to have
It's true.
on top of podcasting for all of you.
And I'm glad that we don't get into that too much, because, I mean, we have stressful days, we both have wives, we both have kids, but, I mean, we never bitch about that, because it's useless, and we're dads.
No,
So,
you're not allowed to.
You'd
Yeah.
have to have a different perspective. Oh, I complained a little bit today, but, it happens. You got to, every once in a while, when you keep doing what you got to do, and you keep doing what you got to do, every once in a while, you just got to say, like, hey, what about this guy?
Remember
What about this guy?
My rules of family are from The Godfather.
Well, see, I didn't know.
Yeah,
I
see,
didn't know.
remember with Fredo?
No,
They're trying to make the deal, and Fredo's like, but what about but Michael, and Michael's like, don't ever disagree with the family in front of other people.
Yes.
That's what we do in the
Yeah.
Crunch, the dog house. My
Without
first
doubt.
name is Crunch. My real last name is Dog, and my name is actually Crunch. Just
Right,
so
and
I'm in
I'm-
the dog household, and you don't actually have a last name.
Well, I do. I just don't like to be out because I was in a movie once when I was young.
Oh, right. Yeah. If you join the Slack and you see Larry's actual last name and then look up, it's the it's the character, but
Yeah.
you were that actor.
That
It was
literally,
you.
That was my homework.
Okay. Oh, so
Yes. No, they took my homework. This
so
is
are
still
you the
in litigation?
Yeah, but you're the grown-up version of that kid. Now,
Basically.
Okay. So the prop in the movie is his.
My homework.
And if you look it up, yeah, so it is. They actually found. I think the used car actually had your homework in it when they bought it for the movie prop, and then when they were like searching it, they found that, and they wrote that into the script.
Yeah, it was
Right.
very odd how it turned up.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's I guess my father's friends with some people in Hollywood, and I don't know how it ended up that way.
Okay. Yeah, it's wild.
It's just unbelievable, actually.
What about Hollywood? What's going on in Hollywood these days? Golden Globes are tonight. I watched a little bit of that shit at the Chinese restaurant before I came over here.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm not really into any of that stuff.
Andy Samberg.
I'm getting ready to watch Bird Box.
Okay, Bird Box looks
I'm
cool.
trying to gear up for that because that looks like it's gonna bother me.
Yeah, that'll probably stick with you. I haven't seen it. I've read a lot of hot takes, or I saw that there were a lot of hot takes about Bird Box. About people like, this is actually about motherhood. And it's like, yeah. And then
Well, for me,
everybody's like trying to interpret it.
You need to really search out the blind people around you, and they would become like the saviors. How do we live blind?
What's the premise? Is it like
I have no idea. There's something comes
you can't
and if you
look at it.
Anything you look at becomes your worst fear, and it's trying to kill you or something like that.
Or you kill yourself. I think.
Yeah, you react to
I see.
whatever's your worst nightmare.
I see.
So the idea is you don't look around, you can't see anything, you can't have a nightmare.
Okay.
But they are there, apparently, trying to kill you.
Okay.
But they're waiting for you to open that eyelid.
Open that Pandora's eyelid,
yes,
or something like that.
So if you were blind, you'd just be like, whatever, everything's fine.
Yeah, I don't actually. So it's like that Quiet Place movie. There was also A Quiet Place with Emily Blunt and your boy John Krasinski.
Okay. Yes.
And you couldn't hear anything, or you couldn't.
No, if you made a noise. If you made a noise, they were on you like.
All right.
Yeah.
So we got smell and taste, which are highly related. We can make a movie about you can't smell anything or taste anything or make any smells. You can't fart. Or they'll find you.
That's the spoof. That's the spoof right there. Oh, don't.
And touch.
We'd have to call it like Don't Toot and make it like a PG-13 movie.
That's a good. We should do that skit. We should do. Yeah. Like.
Or
Mikey,
anything.
I'm gonna fart, dude. I'm gonna fart. I can't.
Sneeze, or it's like it's like, well, no, we all realize that you have to sneeze. Like when you have to sneeze, you sneeze. But it would be like every time someone sneezed, everyone would it would be like the Trojan Wars. Like everyone would cover the person like bodily, so that they would be under like 13 as many people as you had, so that they could sneeze and you'd muffle the sound.
But that's
like
just a
jumping
Quiet
on the
Place
grenade.
again.
Like everyone would have to jump on the sneeze grenade.
No, it's more like they're like in the closet. And it's like everybody's been holding their farts in the whole movie, and so everyone's got like cramps and stuff. And
right. Oh no, there's like a place. Yeah.
Yeah. And they like oh dude, I can't hold it anymore. They're like, don't do it, Mike. Don't fart, dude. Don't.
And then it's like the first
fart.
person that like lets like the secret loose of this is where everyone goes to do it, and then like the things find out that it's like, oh, that's where they go to do their
monster.
Their
I don't
toots.
know. It's like tentacles or something.
They have toot rooms.
Starts gnashing on people. Yeah.
And then the secret's out, and then people have to like stop tooting for like a while. Oh my goodness.
That was the thing. Not to bring it immediately to global warming here, but cow farts are a big contributor of methane gas.
We've heard about that for a long time.
You got to eat red algae. I want to try that. I want to try red algae because apparently it makes you not fart.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I heard. Our landfills produce a lot of methane too. They have to put in pipes to release the methane out of the ground so it doesn't become toxic. But they just release it obviously just into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
How many landfills do we have? So
20.
it's probably up there. it's probably up there with the cow farts. Like I understand there's a lot of cows, but we at least eat the cows. All we do is create more waste to put in landfills.
It's true. So what the fuck are we gonna do with that? What do you like?
Oh, we had that today. Well, how we talked about. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
no, go ahead.
I got rolled into that with when we looked into recycling, and it's like how almost all recycling that you bring into the recycling is contaminated.
Yeah.
So you're not actually really recycling
not
anything.
Helping
it's
anything.
really just trash.
Yeah.
And I went to my local dump this weekend, and the power was down, so the machines couldn't run. So they were like, "Yeah, just go throw it in there.
Just throw it in the trash with the rest of the stuff." And yeah.
Do I need a bag? No.
I know.
No. Okay. all right. So yeah, just go dump all that stuff in there. It doesn't matter. And I'm like, I have like a milk jug that's like, we rinse them out, but maybe this one didn't get rinsed too well. And I'm like, yeah, what's growing on the bottom of that? Oh yeah, just recycle that. That'll be fine.
Jesus.
So it's funny how like you really do need to clean everything, and they're gonna make it our civic responsibility to clean everything before we have it recycled.
Well, good on us, because I do that. If there's like a peanut butter jar or whatever, I'll rinse that shit out before I put it in the recycling.
My wife puts it in the. My wife, I'm wondering if it is.
Is there a living thing in the garage?
Or it's a. Well, we do have a heater.
Draft. I think it's a draft.
I think it's very windy, and we're just listening to leaves skitter.
Whew. Imagine if there's a Fisher cat in here.
That'd be
Have
crazy.
you seen these things, folks? Have you seen these Fisher cats?
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's the closest thing we have to a Wolverine around here.
Yeah, maybe we can pull up
nasty little creature.
Yeah.
Especially if, I mean, its teeth are...
No.
Because they eat crustaceans and stuff, so they have, like, big crushing teeth. But they look terrible. Like, they're like
jump, little, like...
They gnaw on fish and...
Yeah.
Any of that shit that they find, but hard bones and crushing teeth. So they have really big canines.
Yeah.
But they aren't, like, super sharp. They're blunt, but they're big.
And they make a sound, too. They make this, like...
Screech like a baby. It's awful.
Like, yeah.
Awful. Yeah, you almost...
It sounds like a toddler's being tortured.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. It sounds like a baby's being killed.
Yeah, and you're like, what the fuck is that?
That's a horrible sound.
They're freaks.
And they're frightened.
Yeah, they're like Wolverines. They're like...
they look like that. They're like a huge weasel on steroids.
Fisher cats. Look it up, folks. If you're listening to this, if it's audio only, you should thank me, because I was just about to be like, oh, let's pull up some pictures of Fisher cats. And then me and Larry would have been like, whoa, wow, holy
it's just
shit.
A huge weasel.
Yeah, just imagine a huge Wolverine weasel looking thing that makes a horrifying sound. That would kill you. That would just jump on your face like alien facehugger style and rip your throat apart.
One thing I was thinking about with my daughter the other night, she was asking me, she loves nature.
Yeah.
Was
as they do.
Leopard seals. She said, why do we call them leopard seals?
Because they have spots.
Because they have spots. She said, but what were they before? And I said, before what? She was like, before they were leopard seals. Were they cats? And I was like, no, I don't think they were cats. And then she got me thinking, where I was like, well, you know what? We have now learned that this could be something.
Orcas are wolves.
I'm like, so I bet they're polar bears. I bet the world froze and then unfroze a time or two before. And polar bears turned into those things, and now we'll see it again.
So, yeah. So we're just seeing a cycle of...
Because if you look at the teeth on that thing, it's like, wow, because they have these... For the seal's size, it has a humongous damn mouth. A leopard seal. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
And they're like cunning predators, and they hunt all the same things that polar bears hunt. Like they want to, get seals and fish and anything that they can, because it's basically that's the seal's life. It's in the water, you have to run from the leopard seals. When you're above the water, you have to look out for the polar bears.
Okay.
And then I was thinking with my daughter, I was like, I bet it's the same freaking creature, just like an age apart, sort of.
Yeah.
That
you could be.
That are hunting the same thing, and the seal's just like, I've stayed the same the whole time.
Yeah.
You motherfuckers keep switching.
We could learn about this. We could actually figure out. They've got
something we should have. Yeah. It's too bad I thought of now. We could have researched, but it is what it is. Yeah. But that's what this show's about.
Now in the future, though, there's something called the Tree of Life that actually traces back all the evolution down to like the original 5 kingdoms and like the.
Okay. Yep.
Back to single cell organisms. Like one of our ancestors is something that resembles a shrew.
Yep.
I guess.
I'd heard that before.
Yeah. So we're like part shrew. Whatever that is, I don't even actually know. I know like kind of that it's a mammal and that it's small, but I don't really know much about shrews.
I was a shrew at Nature's Classroom when I was a kid, and we played Predator Prey. It was one of the 5.
Which one are they?
They were second to the bottom.
Okay.
They eat insects and like small stuff.
Okay.
But then it went like snakes and hawks and something else. Yeah, insects, right. Insects, shrews, snakes, hawks.
Got it.
Maybe there was something in the middle. There seems like there should have been something in the middle. But it didn't matter.
The snakes eat the shrews?
Snakes can eat shrews and insects.
Okay. Yeah, I guess there's a little bit
Because, garter snakes would eat grasshoppers and whatnot.
a crafty shrew, a clever little rodent might be able to get a snake down if it was smart enough, but I don't know if it would
A
be
small snake, maybe. Yes,
Yeah.
because a shrew is a
Do they
hunting
use
creature.
tools?
No, but they were mousy
Yeah, they're
with their hands.
they do like a little... Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Grab stuff and manipulate it and then rip its little head off.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
I'm into
they're
that.
crazy. They're crazy. I will say that my friend and I believe one girl, were the only 3 shrews left at the end of play.
Was
Meaning
it
that if you were
scripted?
tagged... No, they made groups.
Oh, a play.
And it was kind of like a play tag. Like, we could tag insects if we could identify that they were insects as a group.
Yeah.
And make them shrews.
Yeah.
But then snakes and then hawks. So eventually, by the end, everyone was just hawks. But there were 3 shrews. There were at least 3 shrews hanging out somewhere in the woods.
Understood. Yeah,
Yes.
pretty good.
It was good. That was an awesome game, too.
Well, that says a lot about shrews.
That was a good time. That was one of those, a lot of elementary schools. I think we were in 5th or 6th grade, I want to guess.
Yeah.
We kind of bunked, and it was way up north, and you did some, they talked about Ort, and it was very kind of where we are now.
Ort? Did you go to sergeant camp?
It's something similar to that, yeah. Where you
Did
put
you
all
do a
your
zip
food
line
in.
at the end?
No, that was Predator Prey, and it was like the wall, you did like a big obstacle course at the end.
I mean, at the end of the week that you were there.
Yeah, at the end of the week,
Okay,
it was a big obstacle
Okay.
course where everyone had to work together to get over stuff.
Is
and work
Ort
through
just a
problems.
generalized camp term? Or
I
is
think
that...
so.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, Ort was like a big deal. We sang songs about Ort, I'm pretty sure, at the end of every meal, and it was like, we shouldn't do this. But it was very earthy, crunchy. I mean, there was a sweat tent. Thinking about it now, I'm like, this was kind of weird, but it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
And it was a lot of fun. I mean, yeah, we were there for a while. It was bunking. It was fun. You were bunking with your 4 friends.
Yeah.
It was kind of interesting.
That's
it was a
pretty
good
good.
time. But
Yeah.
I mean, Predator Prey stuck out at the end where it was just like the best game ever. If you have a whole class of kids and you can make everybody play one game, that was a fun game.
That's a good one. Yeah.
That was a good game. In the woods where it was like, just run. As long as they don't touch you. It's like, okay, no one gonna catch me.
Now, there's so many social situations in high school and middle school that I completely blew because, like, people underestimated my athletic prowess, and then I was, like, the last person alive on my team in dodgeball because nobody could hit me. And then finally, like, everybody was like, just get hit, just end the game, and I was like, oh, okay, so I got hit, and they were like, what the fuck are you doing?
How could you let yourself be hit?
Yeah, I was like,
you guys are like
don't be too.
complaining.
Yeah, you guys were all whining over on the sidelines, and then, like, another time they were, we're playing baseball, and somebody was like, oh, Mark's going next, and I was like, no, I'm a good hitter. And they're like, yeah, okay, whatever, and I just, like, socked one out of the,
Goodbye.
into right field, and they were like, oh, okay, cool.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I should have capitalized on those instances, but then I just continued being a fucking abject dork. So,
Well, whatever.
I'm okay now. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I'm sure you're fine.
Yeah,
I'm sure you're
fine.
I don't think that defined you in any way.
Yeah,
I think somehow you
okay.
found a way to
my
get beyond.
niche.
You found a way to get beyond that.
No, man, I'm high IQ white trash, like I said.
Well, that's what you like to
old
portray
episode.
yourself as. I get it. I mean, I'd like to say the same thing, but I mean, I do know where I live, and I mean, not that I live in opulence, but just.
I
most
actually
people are
don't
just
know.
Like, ooh. I'm like, well, not really, but okay, fine.
Yeah.
I get it, fine.
I don't know whether IQ tests are actually a real thing or not, or if they're just, like, proof that you're good at taking IQ tests.
Well, they give them to you when you're young, right?
Yeah, they give them to you, like, way too young. They give it to, like, 4-year-olds.
Right. Well, they found that that's probably not your best indicator.
Right, that's
So
what
it's like,
people
yeah,
really
no.
seem to, like, but, like, like, interrelated stats, like SAT scores, kind of, like,
Again, no, because that's something that
it's
provides, like,
you're good
you
at
study or
math and
not.
English. Yeah, whether you're, like, a fucking tattletale in school or not, and, like, I don't know.
standardized testing is stupid.
Standardized testing is stupid, and I think IQ tests should be, like, relegated downward towards, like, Myers-Briggs tests and those, like, predictive index tests and stuff, and then next to, like, horoscopes and, like, things like that, like tea leaves It's just like this, like, kind of self-exploratory, like, what kind of learner are you? Which Avengers character are you?
But I think more like 8. When it's the world is kind of just opening up instead of 4 when it's like, no, I'm literally not done.
Yeah,
someone helping me wipe my butt.
Can you make this pattern with these blocks? Can you do?
Yeah, where it's like, I get it. That's an indicator, but true potential, I don't think is when do you reach your true potential?
When you're like 60. Okay. Honestly, like 47. You're 47 years old, and you're finally really coming into yourself. I feel people expect these like 16-year-olds to have these fucking.
Those are called savants.
Yeah, which we rightly both massively make fun of and also like lionize to these. Yeah, because we are actually jealous. We respect them. Yeah. I don't know. Honestly speaking, I don't think I have a super high IQ. I think I'm probably a cool 110 or something like that. Like a cool 112. You know what I mean? But like not.
Who cares? It's what you're good at.
Also,
really.
Right. It's and what value do you bring to the
let's
the
say
group
you're not.
as a whole?
Let's just say that you weren't good at language. You could never learn. You could never learn this. But does that make you less intelligent? Because you obviously excel in certain areas, and even if you excel in only one area, that's really all that.
So that's
matters,
why
as
I
long
think
as you find it.
Yeah, so if you do really well in the English part of the SATs, you are known then as like a good writer and a good reader. You're good at reading comprehension, which is like a skill that's highly valued in our society. So you can see how it starts to become like a snake eating its own tail kind of thing, where we need good writers and we need people who are good at math. So let's just reward all these people and tell them that they're the smartest of the bunch. And
But those scientists that prove all this shit about the world around us, not important.
Right. Field researchers that know about all the birds, and none of you fucking Shakespeare people know shit about birds or know shit about like.
Right. So let's say you don't believe in climate change. The people that if you went to talk to them, they would explain it to you, and you would have to just be like, oh, now I understand.
Right.
We just need those people to be a little bit more out front. I think I wouldn't mind to have 8 of them just be like, people, this is ridiculous. I'm not freaking kidding. All right. I didn't believe in it either, but the data shows us this.
Yeah, your only choice at that point is to rail against science as a whole. Like, if you're a denier, you have to be like, oh, I don't actually believe in science. And then you're sort of like, well, we don't have anything else to talk about. Like, all of my beliefs are firmly rooted in science, and all of your beliefs are firmly rooted in some sort of faith. I don't see where we can like have a common.
But we just want to make English and math robots too.
Right. Yeah.
People are like, no, we just want to provide the services that needed to be provided. Where it's like, no, we need people that are gonna come up with new shit. We want people to invent stuff and to get into science, because to me that's all the unknowns. All the unknowns are science.
Right. Yeah, and the people who are against science, or like who are skeptical of science, are like, oh, well, they just think they know everything. And it's like, no, that's you misunderstand what science is.
Right. They're trying to create more knowledge.
They're trying to create more knowledge by constantly trying to disprove themselves.
Yes.
It's all based in disbelief and all based in skepticism, where you're sort of like, no, all right, I know what this glass is made of. It's glass. Now let's make sure that that's glass. How can we test that that's actually glass and not something else? Like, that's the mind going of...
over... Right. So it's like,
how can I prove that I'm wrong? How can I prove that I'm wrong? Yeah.
Finding one arbitrary thing and saying, this is the proof. No.
Yeah.
No, they'd be like, what the hell is that? That's never happened before, so that's probably nothing.
No, yeah.
That's got to be nothing. Oh, happened again. Hold on. Why is that happening?
I think with the influx of what they call big data into science and into like scientific pursuits, I think a lot of the hypotheses are inducted from... Wait, what's the movie with the dreaming and Leonardo DiCaprio? Abduction.
Oh yeah.
Innovation.
Shutter.
No, not Shutter Island. Invocation.
No. Yeah. No. In something.
Inception. Yeah.
Is.
So like, yeah, they look at data now and they can see trends in the data, and the computers can recognize trends with machine learning and stuff, and then they get like new hypotheses get incepted from
Right,
the
they're
data
forced
instead
to-
of
yes,
yeah,
create-
yeah, and
yeah.
be like, oh, look at that, there is a relationship between phosphorus and fucking sediment in a river. I didn't even think about that. You know, so they get all
That's
these new.
geology. That's the other one that we've lost. We don't care about that anymore.
We don't care about geology. We don't care about hydrology. We don't care about atmospheric studies. Like, it's
Right.
all like,
It's useless.
yeah.
It's all useless.
Which
Or
brings
we'll
us.
still be here 15
yeah.
million years from now. And I love people that say that. I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, it will be. I believe you. But in what state?
Right.
Where,
yeah.
What's it going to be like? Oh, I have absolutely no idea. I know, but do you think it'll be awesome if we don't make changes?
Yeah, that's
Or
what
don't
pisses
you
me off,
imagine
like-
that there will be changes? Like, that's how you get them to. That's how you get them to buy in.
all the political stuff too. That's why I feel like our political discussions on this show have become a little muted, because like it's going to be so great when everybody has free speech and there's no Nazis marching anymore, and people of color on college campuses can do and say what they want to their professors while we're all burning in the atmosphere and choking on the air. And like
Well, we're all
getting
forced to
flooded
stay
out with
inside.
tsunamis, and there's more ozone layer depletion, and there's like ozone warnings where you can't go outside during the hottest hours of the day.
Minnesota will be like the best city in the world because it's
But you know
already
what?
all connected by tunnels and stuff.
But you're gonna have your own Patreon, and it's gonna be all for your speech.
There it is.
And
Freedom.
That's that shit. Yeah, yeah. You'll have the freedom to say whatever you want online. Congratulations.
Well, we do.
That
It's
shit-
called Gab AI.
Yeah, yeah. It already exists. That shit about that guy in Oregon, that engineer guy in Oregon, is so funny. We should catch the listeners up on that.
What a dingle.
So this guy in Portland, Oregon, somebody posted this to the Slack channel. You should join the Slack channel, whatever. He got a red light with his driving with his wife, or his wife got a red light
Got a ticket.
citation.
Yeah. For
And
running a red light.
He
Timed it.
timed it all in just did some basic research. Ew.
Or maybe he did a lot.
No,
Who
no,
knows? Maybe
no.
maybe he looked at it for a while. Who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe he really got into it. Made it a good hypothesis. Made a sound decision that this traffic light wasn't working properly. Fine, but he called himself an engineer.
Yes.
He called himself an engineer
No
privately.
bueno.
He called himself an engineer publicly. He wasn't an engineer.
No.
So they fined him $500.
He wasn't a licensed engineer, so yeah, they used this law about, you have to be a licensed engineer to call yourself an engineer publicly or privately or whatever.
Right, and then they fined his ass.
They fined him $500.
And he fought it.
And then he pulls the magic 2019 online power move, and he claimed that his free speech was being impended upon, and won in court, by the way.
Yes.
So
Without, yes, one
Yeah.
in court, walked. Yeah, because it's a little hazy, the wording of the engineer stuff. And apparently that particular district was harsh in their penalties against.
oh yeah, the court
People that,
cited
you know-
their readiness and eagerness to find people or whatever. So
For saying that they were this or that or the other thing.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, yeah, you don't want to say that you're an engineer and then build a building and have buildings fall down and people get hurt.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're fighting the system and you, let's say that this guy had a dossier on every traffic light in the freaking city.
Right.
At that point, he might consider him to be like, no, I know more about these friggin' lights than
Yeah.
any of you jackasses in this room. And that could have been true, but the fact that he called himself an engineer
Yeah.
made them upset. So they fined him, and then he fought him.
So
So
you could have been cool. You could
I've turned on him. I think now he's probably in the right.
yeah. I mean, who gives a shit?
Still dumb that it's just a part. It's just a.
Well, it's sort of like a
Friggin'
weird
stop sign.
gradient. You can't call yourself a doctor. You can't be like, I'm a
No,
medical
there's
doctor.
certain
you
things you can't.
absolutely can't do that.
And a tax professional.
Can you
or
say
something like that.
financial person,
can't say that.
accountant? You have to be a
Obviously,
CPA,
cop or
Yeah,
federal
yeah,
agent.
no
or-
law enforcement officials. You can't do any of that shit. Is engineer a protected class? Should engineer be a protected class? Is kind
Is
of an
lawyer?
interesting. Yeah, you can't say you're a lawyer. You can't say. Can you say you're a librarian? Or is that
Who the fuck cares? They'd probably look at you and be like, "Where?"
Yeah. You're like, the library.
We have a library in this town?
Library, yeah.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I mean...
Actually, I love our little town library.
I love librarians. I'm actually, like, huge fans of libraries and librarians and stuff like that.
Well, now they have to set it up to, like, draw in kids and mothers, because otherwise nobody would go. So they have, like, these cool little things for the kids all the time.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yep.
You know, they do little puppet shows, or they have readings, or they blah, blah, blah. Who cares?
Yeah, you don't, like, go... It's all online now, so you don't really go to the library to, like, do research or anything like that anymore.
No, I remember those days.
But, like, yeah, you're like, I have to do a report, so it means I need to go to the library and find books about this, and...
Yep.
I should do that again.
I remember my little nook, actually, in there.
Yeah.
When I think back to high school, I was like, oh, yeah, that's what the library looked like. Oh, yeah, it was a crappy library, but now I remember. Yeah, that's what I used to do.
There's no books about the shit that I work on, so I can't just, like, go get a book out, but I guess, I don't know.
No, you guys are writing the book.
Writing. Yeah. So...
That's fun, though.
Getting sucked in. Yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm just sort of remarking on, like... I guess I could, like, get a book about, I don't know, technical writing or something like that. I bet there's a book...
No,
physical book that I could get for that. Some other, like...
How to streamline your code.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's lots of books on what I do. And in engineering like that, I mean, yeah, you just can't obviously build buildings that will fall down.
Yeah.
You know,
you can't say you're an architect.
Oh, probably not. No.
Absolutely
that would be a big
not.
one.
Yeah.
Because you need a license. Basically, probably anything you need a license to do.
Yeah, you can't say. So
Anyone that has to go through the process of getting licensed, you can't just say you're that.
No, so this guy... I mean, I would have loved to have been that guy in court and just to be able to be like, you don't understand. Like, you might be a civil engineer, sir, whatever, but when it comes to these particular traffic lights, I'm a goddamn architect. Like, I know more about these 5 traffic lights than anybody else on the planet. Okay, so I'm an engineer.
And I have literature from the Oregon State Patrol Board depicting exactly blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I love that move. Just like, I'm going to win this red light. What is it? It's a moving violation, red light thing.
This is probably a $30
$20 bucks. You know, yeah, $30 probably, 120 at the worst.
Yeah.
Maybe if it's your third ticket or something like that, you might get a big hefty ticket.
I don't know if they ramp. Do they ramp? I don't know.
I got a pretty hefty ticket one time for like a moving violation.
And they were like, oh, because you've had 6 this week.
Yeah, they were like, you've had 3 moving violations, and I'm like, it's just they're lights. I'm gonna fucking time these things. I'm gonna come back to you guys.
Do.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually, you know what? I'm turning on this guy too. I like him. He's cool. He's fine.
Yeah. No, initially I was like, what a dick. Just fucking pay this. I get it. The traffic light sucks. But
that must have been so satisfying.
Well, because there is part of me that's still like, well, you know what? It's the same for everybody, isn't it? Okay? You live in this town, you gotta learn. Yeah, that traffic light sucks. It's a short green light taking a right.
Yeah.
Down Main. Yeah. Everybody in fucking town knows that.
Yeah,
okay?
right.
So what? Who cares? We all gotta fucking follow the lights.
Yeah.
That's
mayor's like, I don't want to ever see this fucking guy in my office again and change the timing on those fucking lights.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know there was somebody at the end of that was just like, is this guy right? Yeah, he's probably right. We think that light's wrong. Then fix the fuck.
Give him his $500 back and fix the fucking light and don't come back in my office until they're fucking fixed. Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me. The judge said he was... What?
They said we have a record of what? Yeah.
We have to give him back his $500? Oh, well, no bowling. No bowling this week. No company-wide bowling trip. Oh, no, don't fall in the concrete. Anyways, what's Trump done lately of any importance?
He shut down the government.
Oh, that's right. That's kind of a dick move.
I was thinking about, inviting some people that I work with. We have a distributed team, so we're all over the world. I was inviting them to, like, Cape Ann, like, late summer, early fall. And then I was like, that means they have to fly into Trump's America. That must be so scary as anybody else from any other part of the world, unless you're, like, just another Nazi. Just another, like, white supremacist person, like a Brexit person or something like that.
I don't know.
I shouldn't call them Nazis, but you know what I mean.
The kind of people you work with, they might want to look out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, Do I need to like write a letter, like being like they're cool, don't worry.
You could always wait until after the 2020.
Oh yeah.
See where the chips fall.
I know.
Because everything's okay, or it's more of the same over here.
With our lovely Elizabeth Warren running.
Oh, and she's going to take down Bernie, remember. It's Warren Bernie. I am literally going to hang myself in this garage. That's going to be the episode. When those
this
two,
is gonna be
when those
Larry's
two are running
lifeless
against
body.
one
Just,
another. And it's going to be one of them v. Trump. I'm going to be like, I was right!
No,
I was right!
Bernie will win against Trump. I maintain that he will.
But he'll lose against Warren.
I know. Warren v. Trump is just going to be the most painful. And, like, I don't...
Listen, Pocahontas, I've been president for the last 4 years, and America's never been better.
Yeah. And, like, I get that there's, like, a likability narrative that's sexist against Warren. I get that, like, women in politics have it really rough, especially running against a guy like Trump. It's going to be a fucking nightmare. But also, fuck Elizabeth Warren anyway.
Did you see her recent weird commercial Facebook thing?
No.
Where she talks to her husband. It's like, hey, oh, my husband, he's here. Oh, would you like a beer?
Oh, weird. So she's like...
And he's like, no,
would
thanks.
you like a beer, my husband? Would you like
Enjoy
to go...
your beer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And she's like cracking open this can of weird beer, trying to... I didn't really hear that much more, but...
Yeah.
It was like, whoa, was that actually the thing? I thought this was like a spoof.
Yeah. And
her?
again, like...
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So
her,
she's...
like, so staged and so dumb.
Again, all the shit that she's going to get piled up on her because she's a woman is going to be disgusting and crude and just wrong. But that video it's the same thing as Ted Cruz being like, I'm going to pray with my family now before we eat. And he's like yelling at his daughter. He's like, now, Donna! Now, Donna, you pray. You know, it's the same fucking thing.
Any man who doesn't start his day on his knees praying to God shouldn't be president.
Yeah.
What?
And she's like, I am going to crack open my weird beer now and drink it
I
like
mean,
a normal person.
Would you like a beer?
Yeah.
It's just the way she said it.
What happened?
So awful.
She was cool. She was cool when she was like running for Senate in like 2008 or whatever. Like, it was like cool to...
Right, but it wasn't cool then to be young and running for president. Then it still wasn't cool. We were still in the crusty white guy.
It was still the Bush era when she was elected. Was she elected in as senator in the Bush era?
Ooh, don't know.
Yeah.
She's been around for a while now, right?
Yeah, I remember...
We've re-elected her 4 times?
It might have been. She might have been late Bush era. And we're not going to look it up because we don't do that on this show until we get an engineer sitting here. The third person needs to be over
where is he?
Here.
Where is he? Oh, there he is.
Way.
He's right there.
Yeah, then...
It's Oleg. Oleg's watching out over us.
The AI engineer.
You saw the AI Oleg over there. He definitely has the government has definitely come in and put a camera in his beady.
Oh, yeah.
Without doubt. Looking at him right now, he's terrorizing.
Dude, Karl Rove still follows us on Twitter.
Why wouldn't he?
I mean, and I'm not making that up, folks. Karl Rove. It's one of those accounts that has like, you know, follows like 1.2 million people and is followed by 3 million people or whatever. So it's like he doesn't see any of our tweets, but I constantly tweet at Karl Rove, and I'm just like, hey, come on the show, come on.
You're listening.
Yeah,
I know he's a listener.
Carl.
Avid listener, Carl. We need some more conspiracy theories. We don't have enough. Because that's why we're not a conspiracy theory show, but we are getting lumped in.
I read a theory, actually I watched a theory on YouTube that Snowpiercer is a sequel to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
and he's Willy. No?
He's Charlie.
Oh.
Ed Harris is a grown-up Charlie. Yeah. I watched the whole video. It's like a 14-minute video about how Snowpiercer is a sequel. And I was like, I buy it. At the end, I was like, I buy it.
Wow. I don't know if I do.
Yeah, no, he grew up and he made the gas that froze the atmosphere, and he invented the train because he's like a wealthy industrialist, and he needed children to run the train because there were no female Oompa Loompas.
So they all died.
They all died. So it's all compartmentalized for small people.
You would have thought he would have made a candy that could reanimate them. I don't know. Zombies seem to be stronger than they were naturally.
Some things, unfortunately, are beyond the Wonka Industrial Corporation's capabilities, I guess.
Well, not much is beyond the capabilities of media, because I had a conversation with, I think he's 5 today, at church.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was filling in, watching some of the kids. There was a meeting about who's going to be the new minute, whatever, who cares.
Yeah.
And he was telling me about the video games that he likes, and the one with the zombies, it's Nazi Zombies was the name, and you got to shoot at them and stuff, and, you know, if they get you, then you turn into a zombie. And
sure,
like,
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, the game I really like is this tank game, you know, jets, tanks. It's like, awesome.
Cool.
I'm making myself a Nazi tank.
Wait a minute.
Whoa, what are you making a Nazi tank for? He's like, well, you know, the people that killed all the Jewish people. Yeah, they were German, and they were from Germany, and yeah, they were the Nazis. So I'm gonna make this Nazi tank, and then I'm gonna blow it up with my U.S. with my American fly, and I'm gonna shoot rockets and missiles, and I'm gonna blow it all up, and then it kind of faded away, because, you know, then my daughters kind of listened to me like, huh?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we don't. So we skipped over it. And, I was just amazed. It was like, how do you get all this? You know, because he's obviously a pretty smart kid, but
right.
It was just, you know, I was like, oh, we'll
He's
just
5.
gloss over the Nazi thing, and he was just like, you know, the people that killed all the Jews, and I was like, whoa! No, he did say all the Jewish people. So he did say
that was
Jews.
Nice.
And I was taken aback for a second.
Yeah, I'm not
and
sure whether to be
bit,
like
you know,
thrilled or amused. I mean,
it takes a little bit to do that.
Just
for
a
me,
5-year-old whose parents did a shitty job of explaining that stuff to him.
No, he just playing video games with his friend. That's it.
Yeah.
And his friend explained it to him.
Explained it to him.
And I'm pretty sure his parents are pissed off about it.
Yeah. My daughter she watches this show called Princess Knight.
Okay.
Which is exactly what it sounds like. And her complaint is
a dark princess?
No, she's just a princess who turns into a knight sometimes and saves her friends from...
Oh, I was thinking night and dark.
No. Although, my daughter does have an imaginary ghost sister. She has six sisters.
6 of them.
6, and one of them is a ghost named Darkness.
Okay.
And I said, did she die? And that's why she goes, no, she was born as a ghost. Okay, fine. So anyway.
I didn't know that ghosts had kids.
Yeah. No, apparently you could
day?
just be born and just be a ghost. Yeah.
Oh.
But anyway, so Princess Knight,
No, that
and
makes
I was
sense
like,
now.
oh yeah, I was like, there's a real one of those. Her name's Joan of Arc. There was like a Princess Knight type person, and then we looked up the story of Joan of Arc, and it got dark real quick.
Yeah, wasn't all.
It was like basically like this woman in the 1600s was born in like, you know, rural France and pulled a Moulin because she heard voices. So she's a paranoid schizophrenic who heard voices of God telling her that she needs to, you know, pretend to be a man and fight, and it did end up kicking the English out of France with her help, but then the fucking idiot French cardinals or whatever were like, cross-dressing is a heresy, by death, and they burned her at the stake, and I'm like, oh, alright, that's Joan of Arc.
Oh, yeah.
And you go,
Didn't know it ended so poorly.
and then we're like, maybe there's books about this, maybe there's like a movie or something, and it's like some Mia Jovovich movie, and books written by like 12 amazing Catholics or something like that. We're just like, oh man, sorry, Noah, I thought Joan of Arc was going to be cool, but
Catholic.
Yeah.
Listen, she needed a Thorazine drip, okay? She didn't need...
This woman needed professional help, not to be a knight. Although, you know, but again, you know, she got results.
Right.
I'll tell her that.
Sometimes raving lunatics do.
Sometimes bad ideas are actually great ideas.
You never know. We've had a few on the show. You know.
I love our lunatic cast. Let's go down the list. We got Dracula guy. We got.
Oh, you mean of our
insane. They're all authors.
Dracula guy, and then the Pied Piper pussy. He's up there.
We had the guy
he's way back. When is our 100th episode, by the way?
Oh, in about 6 or 7 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I want Felonious to come back.
Oh, well, we can have him back for sure.
I want him right here. That would be cool to have, like, the, without looking at the screen too much, but just to have, like, the guests face up there, too. That would be really cool.
Tap in, yes.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
All right.
That would be the way to do it.
That would be the way to do it. So, Joan of Arc. Yeah, just trying to explain shit to your kids is so... My daughter's getting to the point, when they hit about 4 or 5, is when you're like, okay, what the fuck are you talking about? She was like, we were at the playground, she's like, Daddy, have you ever thought about being like the thing that goes in a gun? And I was like, what? And she's like, you know, the fire and then the thing that comes out and it kills people, the gun? Yeah. Have you ever thought about being that in there? Being inside there?
And you're like,
and I was like,
I've thought bullet, but...
And I was like, I've thought about, like, using a gun and, like, being, like, a hero and stuff. Like, you know, like, being somebody who...
Why are you thinking so much about guns?
Yeah. And then I was like, but... She's like, no, that's not what I mean. I was like, I would love to hear more about what you're thinking about.
Right.
And she's like, I'm thinking about living in pink castles. And then she just kind of skipped off. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I think
She was straight up like, I want to be somebody who uses a gun to kill animals. She said that the other day, and I was like, you mean a hunter? Yeah, I want to be a hunter. I was like, okay. I mean...
That's interesting.
Yeah, you know what?
Right? I think I've told the story before. My daughter, she's running like a plastic or something else. And she's running it across her little sister, and she was a baby at that point, 3-4 months old. Don't slice right across her belly. And I was like, what are you doing? I'm slicing the baby. And I was like, with what? And she was like, a knife. And I was like, well, stop. And I like took whatever it was away from her.
I know, because you don't want to like react too strongly, but you also want to be like, okay, I think we're just going to be
we are going down a path that we are no longer going down here, kiddo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this ends here.
Stop.
But yeah.
And thank you. Why were we there? But you can't get into why you were there. There's always those weird episodes where it's like, wait, what?
Yeah, how did we end up here?
Yeah, exactly. Where it's like, you don't ever say any of that stuff when you're at school, do you?
Yeah. The shit that really bugs me is when, like, your parental, like, lens that you're looking at a child, like, dissipates and you see the adult in front of you that they're going to grow into if they continue acting the way that they're acting. And you're like, oh, no.
I know exactly what
we do not, you're straight up not being a good person right now, and you need to stop immediately and have an adult just yell at you a lot because so that you remember this, and then
the whole time out thing. I'm into that horribly right now because I mean the little sister thing is terrible.
Oh yeah,
the not sharing and she just sits on the couch and her little sister's so good that she just orders it around. Hey, will you go get me this and that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
know.
Yeah.
Just, oh, do this, do that. You know, it's like, and now I'm like, this is gonna get into, why don't you climb up the Christmas tree?
Right, or
or something like that.
Go steal us some cookies so I can blame you later.
Exactly,
for
that's what I'm like. I see this happening. This is gonna be awful.
My sister told me.
She's gonna be looking at me like, Dad, I'm gonna be like, your sister put you up to this, didn't she? Yes.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's when your like rage meter kicks up, and you're like, "No, we're not doing this. We're just straight up not doing this."
We have to stop this.
I got a 9-year-old now, so that's like in full force, just like
I can't
shaping character.
When you talked about that, I was like, "No, I don't like to like. I don't even like to blow up past like what you're gonna be next year. Let me just think about what you're gonna be next year. I don't want to think about 9 because then I'll think about 12, and then I'll think about 16, and then I'll think about a punching bag.
Yeah. I mean, by the time they, like, I guess girls and fathers, like, their hormones, like, literally keep them away from each other so that, like, nothing happens.
So you just have to be supportive.
And, so you just have to
But you
like,
get to play, like,
I'll see you when you're 24. Yeah, and you show up every now and again, and you're like, I'm still here.
Right, it's like, hey, I'm good to you, but, but you have to have that hand. But you do get that hand where you're like, no. You know I'm on your team, but... not right now.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right now I'm on Mom's team. Okay.
Yeah.
We have a very good understanding, but right now your mother is correct. And
yeah, have to
and
admit.
then that turns where she's like, you have no balls, do you, Dad? It's like,
You're like,
oh.
I guess not.
Oh.
I guess not. Oh, yeah, or the first, like...
Take the car. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Love you, Dad. I guess I won't. But I don't like thinking about those days.
I know.
Freaks
It's
me
crazy
out.
stuff.
But, that is Destination Unknown.
Uh-huh.
So, that'll be fun. We'll all live it together. You never know.
Right.
All our listeners, all our avid fans, we love you all.
Yep.
You know.
We do. We love you. We're happy to be here with you. We would love to talk to you more.
And despite it being frickin' freezing out, it's nice in here.
Yeah, I actually, yeah.
It's really
I
not
feel
that
all
bad
right.
in here today.
I feel all right.
It's nice. It's nice. But
What
there
else
haven't
we
been any
got?
fun animal stories. I mean, I always like those, but I haven't just come up with any.
There's the knee border orca video that we watched.
Well,
before
that was
this.
pretty.
That was good.
Pretty funny. Yes, we're you know, the whole thing just looks fun until the end when he finally gets his hand on the rope and the guy behind the wheel decides to gun it, and this orca who's it's a baby flying, you know, swimming upside down at that time. You just see him easily pacing this upside down. So it's like eventually this thing flipped over and was like, this is a game now? So if I'm on that knee board, I am just freaking out on that guy like, do not make me a prey item.
Yeah.
Please. Stop.
No.
Stop and just let me pull myself into the boat. Please just stop
Yeah,
and let
just
me
get
pull
me in the
myself
boat.
into the boat.
Can you just get me in the boat?
Right.
Can we just go to the dock, please?
Let's not fly away from them. And then the guy's driving the boat going, there's more and they're much bigger. We're out of here. But then
There
they
was
had
a
to
good,
cut the engines and then you see a real orca where it's like, wow, that thing's not that big next to that guy. I mean, it's much bigger than the guy, but then you see the adults. It's like, oh no, they're much bigger than the damn boat.
Yeah. That was just a baby.
Yes, that was a child. This is good, but they're wolves, so it's interesting. Big wolves, very big wolves.
Yeah. Keep talking.
But that is weird because that makes sense. I mean, when you think about it, why do dolphins and orcas and other animals like that, whales, why are there mammals that live completely in the ocean?
Yeah, it just seems like
and they
you
have
really
to breathe the air, where every other fish around them, of course, we can call them fish, but we have to call the whales and dolphins mammals because they breathe the air. Well, why the hell is that?
Yeah.
Because obviously at some point in time they didn't live in the water. Way back in the beginning, whenever they lost whatever land it was that they could live on, they had to live in the sea.
Right. Yeah, there's the oceans and stuff. I love this theory, and we should really test this theory because, yeah, I think that would be good. But anyway, we'll end on this this Moby Dick quote here about the ocean.
Okay.
I love this. Consider the subtleness of the sea. How its most dreaded creatures glide underwater, unapparent for the most part, and treacherously hidden beneath the loveliest tints of azure. Consider also the devilish brilliance and beauty of many of its most remorseless tribes, as the dainty embellished shape of many species of sharks. Consider once more the universal cannibalism of the sea, all whose creatures prey upon each other, carrying on the eternal war since the world began. And that's
pretty damn good.
That's good. Good night, folks. Good night.